Carlos Alcaraz's striking advantage at the ATP Finals. Novak Djokovic's last-minute withdrawal from the ATP Finals gives Carlos Alcaraz a major advantage in the group stage. Novak Djokovic has disrupted all plans for the ATP Finals by confirming his last-minute withdrawal from the tournament. The Serbian player recently won the title in Athens, defeating Lorenzo Musetti in the final, but explained that a shoulder injury would prevent him from competing in Turin. Consequently, although he had temporarily taken Musetti's spot in this Masters event, he ensured the Italian could regain it. By points, the Italian player, who needed to win in Athens to qualify, remained the first alternate, and Felix Auger-Aliassime claimed the final spot for the ATP Finals. However, Lolo will also compete due to Djokovic's withdrawal. Still, the unexpected beneficiary of this situation is Carlos Alcaraz, who now has an unforeseen advantage. Djokovic's withdrawal eases Carlos Alcaraz's path at the ATP Finals. Carlos Alcaraz is in the Jimmy Connors group, where he was originally set to face Noel, Taylor Fritz, and Alex de Minaur to reach the semifinals. It's a slightly easier group than the Bjorn Borg group, with Sinner, Zverev, Shelton, and Auger-Aliassime, although still competitive. However, with Djokovic's last-minute absence, Alcaraz's group is now less balanced compared to Sinner's, making it a priori much easier. Thus, it shouldn't be particularly difficult for the Spanish player to overcome the world number 4, 7, and 9, while Sinner will face the world number 3, 6, and 8. Alcaraz's first challenge comes this Sunday when he makes his debut in Turin against Alex de Minaur. Djokovic helps Carlos Alcaraz in the fight for world number 1 and to surpass Sinner. With an easier group stage than his main rival, Alcaraz not only gains an advantage in the race for the ATP Finals title, which he has never won, but also has a smoother path to the number 1 ranking. Sinner arrives in Turin leading the rankings, but the Mercian player will have to expend less effort in Turin than the Italian. If Jannik wants to finish the year as number 1, he must defend his Masters title undefeated to ensure the numbers work in his favor. But if he does not, the world number 1 will be Carlos Alcaraz. Even if Sinner wins the title, there are several scenarios in which Alcaraz could still claim the top spot. Djokovic has made things a little easier for him. Striking message from Carlos Alcaraz after his ATP Finals victory. It's noticeable when one shares the space with Alcaraz. The Mercian appeared at a press conference after defeating de Minaur wearing a bright pink hoodie and platinum hair, very much in his style. The same goes for the court, where he started his ATP Finals campaign on the right foot with his first ever win at the tournament. It gives confidence and sends a message to the rivals, he said. Next, he faces Fritz and Musetti before stepping into the semifinals. No match is easy. There have been many tournaments, many matches, and by the end of the year you may be more mentally and physically tired. De Minaur is very quick. It's difficult to have a plan against him. You have to win the points 3 or 4 times. You have to know how to seize opportunities during the match. I'm satisfied with my game, Carlitos began. On his path, Alcaraz now faces Fritz and Musetti, Djokovic's replacement after the Serbian opted out of the ATP Finals following his 101st career title in Athens. I won't lie, I prefer Lorenzo to Djokovic in the group. It's always difficult to face Novak here because of his experience and level on these courts. I lost to him in the 2023 semifinals. He destroyed me, explained the Mercian. This edition marks the first time he has started with a victory after previous years starting off on the wrong foot. Starting the tournament with a win is always appreciated because it gives confidence for the upcoming matches. If you win here, it's because you played well, the level is very high. This challenges you and sends a message to the rivals. I'm happy with that and I'll need to keep improving things I didn't do well today, Carlitos analyzed. It's because of the speed. Everything goes faster, and there's less time to hit a topspin shot, so you can't open up as much. In Paris, we had more time to play with a bigger margin. The serve didn't hurt as much, so the ball felt bigger. The balls are similar, but here we can do more damage because of the speed of the court. Why choose one when you can go for both? That's the question. Why pick one when you can fight for both? I'll have many years to play both, but I'll try to compete for both tournaments this year. Satisfied with his dominance, level of play, and being in the season's final stretch in better shape than ever, he feels fresher mentally and physically. It's a process, realizing what I need especially off the court to stay motivated. I've rested more between tournaments, spent more time at home, he said. He faces the ATP Finals, the Masters Cup, from November 9 to 16. From Turin, he will head to Bologna to compete in the Davis Cup Final 8. Only 2 Spaniards have won this Masters, Manolo Orantes and Alex Corretja. Alcarez still lacks the silver salad bowl, a Davis Cup title every great tennis player wants. At 22, regarding choosing one of the two trophies in these intense 2 weeks, Carlos Alcaraz shows his most positive side. He has never shied away from anything, not now. Why choose one if I can fight for both? I'll have many years to play the Davis Cup because it's annual, and I hope to represent Spain for many years. We'll fight for both this year, he concluded. That would actually be 3 trophies, as he is also fighting for the trophy awarded to the year-end number 1. He has the advantage over Italian Jannik Sinner, as it depends on him. The simplest calculation: win 3 matches and not worry about the Italian. The Australian conceded to the Mershans level, highlighting a perfect second set, and regretted the missed opportunity at 5-4 with 2 serves in the first set tiebreak. Alex de Minaur left the Analpi arena with mixed feelings. On one hand, he faced a fantastic version of Carlos Alcaraz, arguably one of his best historical matches on the backhand side. On the other, he realized he had missed a small opportunity in the first set tiebreak, where he led 5-4 with 2 serves. Those mixed feelings marked his press conference after losing to Alcaraz in his ATP Finals debut. De Minaur did not necessarily play poorly, he stayed mentally firm, recovered from a rough start, and only fell behind due to Alcaraz's merit. Still, it was another painful defeat, especially considering the rankings implications. De Minaur highlighted Alcaraz's backhand as his main weapon and lamented the missed opportunity in the first set tiebreak. Very tough match against a very good opponent. I had some chances in the first set. Today he played at an extremely high level, which made it difficult to keep up with his pace at times. More than just a trophy. Beyond the trophy, for the current qualifiers, Italian Jannik Sinner, Serbian Novak Djokovic, 6-time champion, tied with Roger Federer, and German Alexander Zverev, there's more at stake. Also in play is the year-end number 1 battle between Carlos Alcaraz, making his 3rd appearance, and Jannik Sinner, who has kept the race alive with victories indoors in Vienna and Paris. The prize money is significant too, with participation fees for all competitors, but the majority comes from match wins. The US Open in August offered the largest official event prize, $5 million for the singles champions. The ATP has surpassed that, though still below the $6 million offered in the Six Kings Slam exhibition. An undefeated champion, winning all 5 singles matches, will earn $5,071,000, around €4.5 million. From a total prize pool of $15,500,000, €3.5 million, players who complete the group stage are guaranteed $331,000, $165,500 for 1 match, $248,250 for 2, and the same for 3. Additionally, there's a $396,500 bonus for each group stage win. In the semifinals, the winner earns a $1,183,500 bonus, and the final winner receives $2,367,000 more. Alcaraz and Sinner showed good chemistry, as did their teams, in Turin. Their rivalry is marked by sportsmanship and a mutual drive to dominate, which tends to favor Alcaraz, 10 wins in 15 head-to-head matches. Jannik Sinner criticizes Juan Carlos Ferrero. Jannik Sinner's recent comments about Juan Carlos Ferrero sparked debate in the tennis world. Ferrero, Alcaraz's coach, stated that to reach the elite, one must be a slave to tennis, a phrase Sinner politely but firmly rejected. Instead of viewing the sport as a prison of discipline, the Italian emphasized passion as the main driver of success. Genuine love for the game, he argued, allows long-term motivation without falling into destructive obsession. Sinner, enjoying one of the best phases of his career after winning in Paris and temporarily reclaiming the number 1 ranking, stressed that his philosophy is based on balance. He played multiple sports in childhood, maintaining a healthy relationship with competition. This contrasts with Ferrero's rigid approach, which sees total sacrifice as the only path to the top. For Sinner, the key is enjoying the process without losing identity, distinguishing him from many traditional champions. His response was a direct critique of the concept of living as a tennis slave. Instead of extreme sacrifice, Sinner emphasized self-awareness and personal growth on court. "I have passion," he said, highlighting that tennis has taught him to find himself and stay calm even in tough moments. This approach has made him one of the most consistent players, mentally and physically, on tour. The contrast with Ferrero also reflects 2 generations of thought in sport. Ferrero represents an era where training was a daily battle against physical and mental limits, almost religious in its sacrifice. Sinner represents a new wave, athletes who prioritize mental health, joy in competing, and emotional connection to their profession. This disagreement is both personal and symbolic of a cultural shift in modern tennis. As Sinner prepares for Turin, his message goes beyond stats. In a sport of constant pressure and perfectionism, his approach offers hope. It's possible to reach the top without losing one's humanity. When things go well, you have to work harder, he said, noting that success still requires effort but without the extreme self-demand Ferrero advocates. In short, Sinner's criticism proposes a healthier way to understand high performance. His discourse reflects an athlete who trusts his own path, prioritizes love for tennis over obsession with winning, and whose stance feels refreshing and necessary in today's professional circuit.